What's up, guys? This is a follow-up to the video that I just did where I was trying to list shirts really fast. I listed, after I was done with the video, we've got these, and I've got another box right here. I listed a total of 18 shirts. Let me get this on the tripod. I listed a total of 18 shirts. It took 59 minutes and 30 seconds. So, not really the numbers that I wanted. When I'm listing regular stuff, electronics and whatnot, I can get about 10 listings done in 1 hour. So it was about an hour. I got 14 listings done, so it is an improvement from that. But here's a few things that I realized. The three things really that take up the most time are, number one, buttoning up the shirts. Number two, taking the shirts off the hangers. And number three, finding the brand in the item specifics. As we saw in that video, I can't do the just no brand name for the item specifics. So what I think for a resolution for that, to make it quicker, is I will just have a generic blanket term. Under brand, just put something like dress shirt. Now that's gonna hurt me a little bit, but I don't think it's gonna hurt me a lot. When someone's looking for a shirt, they're gonna search Robert Graham button-up shirt, or they're gonna search Ralph Lauren plaid shirt, or they're gonna search Izod pink shirt, something like that. I don't think, at least me as a buyer, I don't mess around with that crap on the sidebar, you know, picking the brands and everything. Maybe the size, but not the brands. I think the keywords alone will get them for me. So I am going to, the next time I do this, eliminate that. That's gonna shave a decent, probably about 20% of my listing time off right there. The other thing, buttoning them up and taking them off hangers, I think if I had an employee buttoning up the shirts and organizing them by size, and then they would just put them in bins, that would be a lot more beneficial. I figure at worst, it's about 30 seconds to button up a shirt for an employee. Minimum wage, you know, $8–10 an hour. And at that, that's 120 shirts per hour. Even if we say 100 shirts per hour, you know, I would have someone come in once a week and do, you know, like 1,000 shirts. They organize them by size, they button them up. I think that's gonna really speed up my listing time right there when I'm not messing around with that. I just have a box of size large, a box of medium, a box of XL, and I just grab a shirt, put it on the mannequin, take the pictures, change the title, and that's it. I think that's really gonna speed me up. I think using this method, I can get my listings up to about 20 to 25 listings per hour. So in an 8-hour day, let me pull up my calculator here. If I work an 8-hour day, let's say 7 hours just for, you know, times where I'm taking a break and whatnot. 7 times, what did I say, 25? Well, 7 times 20 is 140. 7 times 25 is 175. So about 150 or so shirts in one day I think I can get listed. Now I don't know how well these are gonna sell. Like I said, I know nothing about clothing, so we'll find out. Someone says the government will raise minimum wage to 15 per hour. You'll be having to give benefits, including insurance. I already give my employees benefits. I'm a really good employer. I believe if you pay your employees well and treat them very well, they'll stick around. And it costs money to train a new employee and get someone else in. So and I'll do this in another video, but some of the benefits I give that are non-monetary is like I have a fridge stocked with water, Gatorade, soda, and whatnot that's free for any employees and whatnot. A lot of different things like that, but the main thing here about listing these shirts is I think I could really maybe push it to 200 per day, just doing it myself. Another thing that's really slowing me down is actually bagging and tagging the shirts. I haven't really thought of a good way to do it, but one thought might be somehow tagging the shirts with a tag gun and just have somebody else bagging them, maybe that employee coming in and bagging them. So those are a couple of things that I learned. Another thing, that card that I made, here, let me show you again if you didn't see it in the last video. I made this card here, laminated, that shows for when I'm doing measurements, what exactly they are, and I have it next to the ruler. I think this is a really good idea. I think you guys should make one of these. It took me like 3 minutes to make this in Microsoft Word with a Google image search of the picture. I think this will really give people a good understanding, and you can convey the question or the dimensions in the images. So that is basically all I've got. Those are the things I figured out. I think if I get rid of the brand name and get rid of the buttoning them up, I think it would save me a lot of time. The smaller shirts, the small and medium, look good on the mannequin as they are, but the bigger ones, once you start getting large, extra large, I had a 4X shirt, they start to look really baggy on the mannequin, so I'm using binder clips on the back of the shirt to kind of tighten it up a little bit and make it look like it fits a little bit better. So that's one tip that I kind of figured out, that I'm sure a lot of people do that already. That's about all I can think of. So if you take a look over here, what is the problem? I don't know what the problem is. Why the decision to do clothes? Well, let me quick show you my rack here before I do that. Completely empty of all of the shirts. There were a couple that I tossed over there that actually had buttons missing. So if someone else does the buttoning, prepping, taking photos, I didn't catch the rest of that, but as far as taking photos, I use the eBay app. I just take the photos right in the app and upload them right there. So it really wouldn't save much time having someone else take photos. Eventually, I'd like to have a couple employees running eBay entirely. That way I'm hands off and can work on the other side of my business, but that's in the future. I don't even know if we'll be doing clothing with that. We're just kind of testing it out. So someone asked why I want to start doing clothes. Well, the reason is because I can get them cheap. I can get a full truckload of used clothes as donated. They've never been in a thrift store or anything, for about 40 cents a pound delivered. I can get clothing that's been picked through, that's been through the thrift stores and whatnot. I can get those for like 12 cents a pound. So, you know, I can get this stuff in bulk cheap. And if we really get processes set up where people can do all of the work, that could be a nice little income where I don't need to do anything and I have a solid income here. Someone says, you specialize in men's clothing. Ever use sell similar icon on the sold listings on eBay? Yes, I do. Well, especially with the electronics, I'll find somebody who has sold this before. So I use their keywords essentially and just click the sell similar. That's how I do a lot of my listings on like electronics and items where there's going to be an item that's identical in there. Clothing's a little bit more difficult because the odds of finding the exact same piece of clothing are a little bit more slim. More one-of-a-kind items are tougher like that. I specialize in men's clothing. I don't know why someone would get into the game with crappy clothing. Well, I don't know anything about clothing. That's why. I literally just bought every single men's button-up shirt. Obviously, once I build up a knowledge base of this, then it'll be another story. And I'll be able to pick up better brands. But the other thing that's important is where most people are specializing in clothing, they're buying stuff at Goodwill retail stores, spending $3, $4, $5 per shirt. I'm spending 50 cents per shirt, and once I start buying pallets, I will be kind of spending 10 cents a shirt, if that. So I am perfectly fine selling a shirt for $5, subtract shipping, I get $2, and I spent 10 cents and maybe another 25 cents for employees to prep it and list it and everything. So I'd have, 35 cents in it, and I walk away with $2 after all is said and done. So someone says, you refuse to pay more than $2 for a shirt or a pair of pants? Well, it depends what it is. Personally, if I found a $50 Robert Graham shirt, I would happily pay more than $2. But everybody's business model is different. Some people buy at Goodwill retail, some people buy at the outlets, some people will buy them by the pound wholesale, some people will buy at retail stores. There are obviously different business models, and certain business models will work with this listing strategy, others won't. If you're buying retail arbitrage or even retail Goodwill stores, you're going to need to make sure you get the right brand since you're spending a lot more. But my idea is to automate everything. I would have an employee to prep it at minimum wage. I'd have an employee who's paid a little bit more to list it and ship it, and all I have to do is pick up the phone and place an order for a truckload of clothing. So, whoa, lots of comments coming through. You don't have to search for the brand while listing, just type it in the field box. That could be an option too. When I'm searching for it, I'm assuming the brands are going to be, what's the word I'm looking for? Some of the brands, like American Eagle, would be American Eagle apparel. If I just type in American Eagle, then it'll be a separate brand. Or there's another one, it was like Bass Trading Company, and it was Bass Trading Co. instead of Bass Trading Company. I think that's what it was called. So, that's why I was searching rather than just typing. You have a virtual overseas assistant do the listings. If you send the photos, they will look for examples. That's also another option. I would rather have people sitting right here and physically doing it in my warehouse. If you type them in, it'll bring it up for you. No thanks for me. You know, every business model is different. My goal is to automate it. I don't want to be working 40 hours a week. That's why I started doing this in the first place. Average clothing sale for me is $50. Awesome. Where do I get my truckloads? Truckloads of clothing? I've got a couple of suppliers in the southeast, or southwest, I'm sorry. I never make money at $10 per item. Well, it depends what you buy. I've been saying for years, you make money when you buy the item, not when you sell the item. If you're buying an item and you get 10 cents invested in it, you can make money selling it for 10 bucks. If you're paying $5 for that item, you're probably not really gonna make anything at 10 bucks. It really just depends what you're buying at. So those are my observations as someone new to selling clothing. What is my projected average profit? Well, on those shirts, I was listing them for $14.99. I would accept any best offer over $7. So at $7, subtract 3 for shipping, so that's $5. Subtract, no, that's $4. And then subtract another 70 cents, $1 for fees. So I'd make $3 on a $7 shirt. It's all about volume. I sell 150 $3 shirts after shipping and fees every day. That's what, $450 every day. That business model never works on an eBay platform as proved by the big hitters. We'll find out. I never model after other people's stuff because I want to figure it out myself. So that's all I got for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys enjoyed the boring video back there. That's all I got. I'll see you guys later.